say that I hadn't had good times in my life, not to say I hadn't had good things happen here and there, but for the most part it's just been me against the world. It's just been me fighting an uphill battle with a big rock on my back, you know, while I'm seeing my that don't deserve half of anything. Now they're getting a free ride to the top. But yeah, that's the point, I suppose. It's when you get beaten down by life, man, I hope I can regain it back. I really do, because I remember when I had that drive and I had that passion. I hope I can get it back. I hope I can, but I'm not sure if I can. I'm going to keep trying. I'm always going to keep trying. I think as long as you're breathing air, it's like in the Terminator, right? You know, fate is nothing. You know, the whole premise of the Terminator movies is that, you know, everything's rigged against you. There's no hope for humanity. You know, we're on the brink of extinction. You know, these machines are unstoppable, killing machines that can't be beaten, can't be outsmarted. But yet, humanity still tries to fight to the end. And I know it's a movie, but it's, you know, I like to think sometimes, you know, I'm a Terminator or something, and despite you know, reaching almost total system failure, he keeps trying to accomplish his mission, you know.
So the clip I just played for you guys came from the YouTube channel of the Plymouth self-deleter and Black Pillar, who took, unfortunately, the lives of 5 individuals yesterday. I think there's a lot to unpack here. We're seeing a rise in this defeatist mindset that is so toxic. It's so self-defeating to others around you and in your space, especially if you have a YouTube channel in general. You have to be aware of the content you're putting out and the message behind it. You have to be aware that there are impressionable minds out there. When I first created this channel, I came from it from a place of rage, frustration, and anger because of my experiences. And you know what I did with that? Instead of getting frustrated and hateful and resentful, I decided to turn that hatred or the frustration I dealt with in the past to improve my life and to not be bitter, to not self-loathe and feel sorry for myself, but instead realize that at the end of the day, even if you're not getting women, because this guy, Jake Davison, he's 23 years old, and he complained about not getting women. He complained about being fat, coming from nothing, and he blamed his mom for his inability to have success with women and for being a virgin at 23 years old, which really, honestly, if you're a virgin at 23 years old, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? We've just, as a culture, as a society, unfortunately, have demonized being virgins later on in life when there's nothing wrong with that. But unfortunately, this is a guy right here that sees no way out. He sees no hope. And obviously these lockdowns due to this bug is, you know, not helping. But this is a guy that saw no way out except to cause pain and misery and destruction and then self-delete. When there's countless stories of both men and women who are successful today that started off with nothing, that looked like absolute trash, that transformed their lives because, you know what? They didn't have a defeatist mindset. They didn't let life have its way with them. They decided, listen, I've been dealt a shit sandwich by life, and instead, I'm going to spit it out, and I'm going to grab my bootstraps and take this life, and yes, it may not be the best, to improve my situation and become a better person and level up in all aspects of my life. I think my generation struggles with it the most. We are the most entitled generation. Because of social media, a lot of people have these expectations that they should be treated like a celebrity, that they should somehow have this success, fame, and fortune fall into their laps, millions of women just fawning over them, and that's just not reality. And unfortunately, if you have this mindset and you feel like your life isn't worth living because you're not able to attract women, then women have become a god in your life and you've given them all of your power, and you don't deserve that. And yes, life isn't fair, so you got to get over it, but don't compare yourself to other people's situations just because they were born into a different situation than you, had a different upbringing, and maybe self-improved, and you're just seeing the end results of years of improvement over their life. But you shouldn't be jealous, you shouldn't hate, you should not be doing what this man did in order to make a point. So I just wanted to read you a quote from one of his last videos before he went on this rampage. People similar to me, they've had nothing but themselves, and then they've socially had it tough. probably grew up in a bad background. Like, how can you have the drive and willpower? You know, you have been defeated a million times. It's like you wake up, like you're like, what the F? When you've had to work so effing hard. You see mother effers who work nowhere near as hard as you. For the most part, it's just been me against the world. It's been me fighting an uphill battle with a big effing rock on my back, you know, while I'm seeing mother effers that don't deserve half of anything. Now they're getting a free road to the top. What a loser, defeatist mindset that is. Yes, when you are a man, unless you were born in a trust fund family, you have to work for what you get. You have to work for opportunities. Unless you're a Rothschild, it's an uphill battle for you. So what? Enjoy the process. Fall in love with the process, like Gary Vee says. You have to embrace falling on your back and learning from your experiences rather than just putting your head down and cowering and instead doing what this guy did and ruining the lives of other people around you because you felt so entitled to have life on easy mode and have things handed to you, and you hated the people that had life handed to them. Give me a break. People live in fantasy worlds nowadays. It's disgusting. And then the fact that they, instead of just being miserable by themselves, they take, unfortunately, the lives of 5 other individuals, including a little baby. This kind of stuff makes me sick. And you know what? We're going to keep seeing more and more of this happen. Unfortunately, this community, this black pill community that pedestalizes women because they think looks are everything, that community is responsible for a lot of what's going on and inspiring a lot of these guys. Whether they say it or not, these guys are still watching this content and eating it up. It inspires these guys to do these kinds of things. And this needs to stop. So that's all I have to say for this video. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Did you hear about this story? What are your thoughts? What is your perspective on everything that has unfolded so far? I'd love to hear from you guys.